for being here this evening. I now call the meeting to order of our regular scheduled City Council, September 26, 2019. Please rise for our invocation, followed by a pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, dear Lord, we are so thankful for this day, God. We thank you for life, and we thank you for the sanctity of life. As you give us the council meeting tonight, that we conduct ourselves in a manner that is pleasing to you. And also, dear Lord, we're desperate for rain, and we know you're going to send it, and we thank you in advance for doing that for us. Once again, be with us as we conduct your business. Again, in many ways, I fail you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. All in attendance except Mrs. Cantu. Thank you so much, Council, for being here. I will open the floor to any citizens. Anyone from our audience that has anything to address to our council, this is the opportunity. Okay. If not, going on to old business. Consideration action to approve the meeting minutes for the regular council meeting on September the 12th, 2019. Council, I hope you've had a chance to look over those. If not, I'll give you a few moments.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Jimenez. Do I have a second?
I second.
Seconded by Mrs. Martinez. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. 4-0. Moving on to our presentation and discussion. This is an item that is on the agenda until further notice. Spectrum update.
And Honorable Mayor, no new updates. I sent some correspondence over to Mr. King trying to obtain dates. Still waiting on him. I did pretty much give him an ultimatum and tell him that if he did not respond within the next couple of days, that we were going to assume that he was no longer interested on negotiating. So I'll wait for a couple of days and then I'll let you know, Mayor, if he has contacted me or not. And if not, then we'll go ahead and go ahead and file a lawsuit.
We have our next meeting at the end of October, so hopefully we'll have.
Yes, ma'am. Hopefully we'll have something before then.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Moving on to item B, our city manager report.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. In your packages, you have a report from me, but I'll just go over it pretty quickly. Okay, so street maintenance. So we had our meeting with our street maintenance, all in contract with staff as well as engineers. You see in your packet, we have the calendar of the events. It's a colorful calendar. The Gantt chart. Okay, that tells you it is a 60-day calendar. It's going to start on Plum Street. We did notify the school district in reference to the buses because they have several buses that come down. They anticipate totally for 60 days for the entire contract to be complete. We met with staff, they're ready to move forward, so we should see how it's going on Plum Street. We even told them that they'll be out there when they actually start. They start bringing their equipment and things in on Monday, and that we'll take some photos so that we can let the public know that the construction has started on Plum. They will be sending out 48-hour notices, both in English and Spanish. Do we have any questions on maintenance?
I have a question. So if, the Lord does answer Mr. Hernan's prayers and we receive a lot of rain, or if there's any other type of weather that's going to impede the construction, will they send out a new timeline for you?
Yes, ma'am. We'll be updating this on a weekly basis, and so we're hoping to keep track. So the rain could come, but hopefully they won't start before 7 o'clock in the morning. They usually start at 8, and they should be done by 3. But they will be working on weekends because they really want to get this done for the 60 days.
Are we prepared for all the traffic from all the residents in that area as well?
Prepared?
Well, and they're going to be inconvenienced. So.
Well, we have to send out the 48-hour notice that we're letting them know. And then what we'll do is do half of the street and then the other half of the street. But they will always, at all times, make sure that people's driveways are available. If I am just going to remind you something we just talked about before, that when we finish Plum Street, that may be a good time for us to start thinking about transferring the Plum Street Cemetery to the Greater Bethel Missionary Baptist Church. We had talked about that for some time, and this would be a great opportunity.
I got a question. Okay, so we've already replaced all the sewer lines and water lines and meters and everything that we had to do already. I mean, everything's up to
Yes,
par.
sir.
That we're not gonna have to,
We replaced all of them along Plum, all the way from 4th to 10th Street, making it A1. And so our stuff are done so that we don't have to actually tear out brand new street.
well,
And this is a total reconstruction.
that's great.
Starting Monday.
They're gonna start mobilizing on Monday, so you start seeing some movement on Monday. They'll probably notify everybody on Tuesday. And as you see in their, I think they'll be done by October 19th, according to their projection. But again, as the councilwoman said, it all depends on the weather. And then after they do Plum, they move on to D, and then the last street will be G Street. The citywide pickup went pretty good. We had 200 to be picked up, but not all made it. We did about 125 between the two, ourselves and Republic. The staff will be working to clean up and get ready for Peanut Festival. They'll be working on the parade routes, the cemetery, and other projects to make sure that we get everything clean and ready for the Peanut Festival. We've actually put up all of the banners. We're getting ready, and then we have reminded Peanut Festival again that City Hall will be open on Thursday before Peanut Festival, because we historically closed, to make sure that it will be just the one way coming this way from the convenience store to be able to enter in, and they can assure me that they won't gate us in. The census. Well, we had the census training on the 19th. We made the paper. Greg was there. So we made the paper. We're going to be doing the census. It jumps off in January of 2020. They start coming out. We'll be having some of their meetings to kick it off. We're looking for other volunteers. I went to the Knights of Columbus and talked to them, as well as the Lions Club. They'll be sending us volunteers as well. Most of it is just to get the word out, to encourage people to do, you don't have to do anything. The library was there as well. Just to encourage people to take the census and let them know how important it is and how it's going to be different this year. But I don't want to spoil it. We're going to have some public information announcements that come forward, but the census is really important.
I got a question. Last time, the census first people that were here, they said they were gonna hire people.
Yes, there's two facets for the census. One of them is actually, ombudsman to let you know what's going on and information. And the other part is actually jobs when they do door to door and come out and survey. And so there is a 800 number, and you can go online for people who are interested in jobs.
But they didn't say what the pay was gonna be, so that way, whoever wants to.
They didn't tell us either. I think it depends on whatever you qualify to be able to do. I would recommend that people go to that 100 number or to the census, and we'll be providing the information to let them know. But just to let you know, that comes near the end. April 1st is the date they picked, and so the mailing will come out, and everybody should receive it by April 1st of 2020. And what's really, really important is that Wilson County was undercounted in the last census in 2010 by 25%. So it's really important that we get out and have a good number. I'm hoping for 10,000 people. Moving on, the finance director position. Okay, so I've been working with staff, I've been meeting with staff. We've met with Wells Fargo and all the bank accounts. The new financial director is on there. The computer will be coming in at 10/1. We met with Linda Patterson, our investment. We've met with the county comptroller and the county collector. We also met with our finance director, Victor Kyoga, so that we can give her an opportunity to get an understanding of where we are. We will be actually getting her new, because she'll have controls over everything in reference to Encode, but we have to wait until October 1 when our new computer person starts. Documentation is not taking any additional tickets to do that, so we'll be able to do that. But we've also moved some of her furniture over there in the finance office, so she'll be in that area. So she will be before you on the 24th. She'll be able to give you a report on closing. We'll be running our closing reports on the 30th, the last day. And then she'll be able to give you where we were from the end of this fiscal year and what she anticipates seeing going forward, uploading the budget. Just a side note, we typically don't upload the new budget until November because we still have a lot of bills that come in for September. So we're uploading that bill. We're also bringing in the consultant that helped Connie. That she'll be here to help her to transition, ask any reports or anything she needs to be familiarized with on Encode, just for 2 days to help her make this transition.
I have a question, Mary Ann.
Yes.
Yes, well, Is the finance director gonna be a full-time job? You know, No, it's a question of.
What they anticipated with the budget was that Helen Martinez will be doing both positions, the USDA as well as the financial director. And we're gonna try that for 90 days and see how that works. So it is a full-time position. And because she's doing some things and training some things, we started that salary effective of the 23rd. For pay.
Thank you.
So she'll have some reports for you the 24th. The last thing that I have, they're both together, the certificate of conveyance of necessity. You've heard me say it before, CCN. And so that is our territory that we're allowed to sell water in and we're allowed to sell sewer in. We've expanded that because right now, as you know, in annexation, our property lines have exchanged, but our CCN has not. And I'll just give you an example. For example, Riverbend is in our city limits, but it is not in our CCN. So we're updating it, and because we're updating it, it has to have a letter that we need to send out. And I've sent you, attached a copy of the letter so you know what it looks like. We have to send it to all of our water customers. It's in the newspaper, it'll be on our website. It's an official notification of what we need to be able to do. So in case anybody asks you, what is this the city is giving, this is what it is. If you look at this, says the city of Floresville has filed an application with the Public Utility Commission of Texas to amend the Certificate of Convenience of and Necessity, the CCN. Okay? So we have to do one for water, and we have to do one for sewer. And so we just wanted to let you know what this notice is. Okay? Remember, I sent it to all of our customers, everybody within 1 mile of us that owns more than 25 acres, the county, all of our water services, we have to notify everybody. And so that's what we're doing, but I didn't want you not to have that. That's the end of my report, unless you all have any other questions.
Any questions for Mrs. Trevor?
Just a reminder, our next meeting, I believe, is October 24th. Yes. October 24th. We have Peanut Festival in TML. I look forward to seeing you then.
Thank you very much. Moving on to new business, 3A, consideration and action to approve proclamation 2019-005, proclaiming the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We do have Jennifer Fernandez with the Guadalupe Valley Family Violence Shelter, and I think you have some friends with you this evening.
I do. I have many friends with me. Come on, friends. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I am Katie Quinney, and I'm the Victim Assistant Coordinator for the District Attorney's Office.
I'm Lorena Whitney. I'm an Assistant District Attorney. I am stationed here in Wilson County.
I'm Audrey Lewis, I'm the district.
Thank you all for being here. And we have a copy of the proclamation in front of us. Can you give us a little bit of information, a little bit of background, what we're looking at?
Yes, ma'am. So every year, the month of October is recognized as National Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. It's an opportunity for us to come together as communities and show victims of abuse our support, to also show our support for law enforcement, prosecution, protective services, and those other dedicated individuals who work every day on behalf of victims of abuse. So our proclamation today asks for the city to join us in recognizing those efforts.
Great. Any comments or questions by our council members? I know you all you've done a wonderful job in the past year since I've been mayor, and thank you so much for all of your hard work and dedication.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come out.
Well, council, you have the proclamation in front of you. Once we vote on it, I will read it for you. So if no other questions, or by the...
I'll make a motion to.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilman Jimenez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Ortiz. And any citizens' comments? And if not, let me read this before I take a vote. Proclamation 2019-005, Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month 2019. Whereas the crime of domestic violence violates any individual's privacy and dignity, security, and humanity due to systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control and/or abuse, including abuse to children and the elderly. And whereas the problems of domestic violence are not confined to any group or groups of people, but cut across all economic, racial, and social barriers and are supported by social indifferences. And whereas the impact of domestic violence is wide-ranging, directly affecting individuals and society as a whole, here in this community throughout the United States and the world. And whereas women are not only targets, young children and the elderly are also victims, and sadly, emotional scars are often permanent, and domestic violence costs the United States companies at least $3.5 billion in lost work time, increased health care costs, higher turnover, and lower productivity. And whereas it is battered women themselves who have been in the forefront of efforts to bring peace and equality to the home. Now therefore, I, Cecilia Gonzalez-Dibble, Mayor of the City of Floresville, Texas, do hereby proclaim the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and call all citizens, community agencies, religious organizations, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in our effort to prevent domestic violence, thereby strengthening the communities in which we live. I will now take a vote. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And with no other items on the agenda, this meeting is now concluded at 6:16. I think that's a record for us.